Yeah, I mean, I think we just continue to trust the process. We don't change anything after wins. Obviously, we're trying to make corrections after wins as well, and that's all we're trying to do. We're just trying to stick to what we know, learn from what happened, and move on.
It seems like Keon's trending well. Obviously, he's missed some time. What's it like, especially with a rookie, of trying to kind of rebuild that chemistry with a guy who's missed some time but now could be back in the lineup this week?
You know, I wouldn't say there's a whole lot to rebuild. A lot of work in training camp in the off-season, getting to do that. Going back to my rookie season, you know, I got hurt. I missed a few games. And I felt like sometimes that rookie wall, which is real, when you miss time and you come back, you're just so rejuvenated. And, like silver lining, it could be a good thing, right? Where he got to sit back and learn and watch Coop and actually get his body right and be fresh going into this final stretch. So hopefully we can get him back on that field soon and help us out.
Obviously, this is a Lions team that's won a lot of games. What stands out to you as the biggest challenge when watching their defense?
They are high effort as they come. Obviously, one of the top scoring defenses in the league. We're not playing their offense on our side of the ball, but they do such a good job over there of holding on to the football and scoring points. It's a really, really well-coached team. And they've battled with a lot of injuries throughout the season on that defensive side, and you wouldn't know it by watching the film because, again, they know the rules. They attack each and every play, and we got to be ready for them.
You guys are a pretty aggressive team, especially on fourth downs and circumstances like that, but the Lions seem to almost be like a notch more than everybody else. If you're ever watching them, are there times even you're surprised that they're just going for it all the time, it seems like, when they're in those fourth down situations? Or what do you think when you watch them play in that way?
Yeah, a really aggressive team, and I think that's why they are who they are. Does that make sense? Why they are who they are. And it starts with a coach that came in there a few years ago with not a great team, and he's done a phenomenal job of getting those guys primed and prepped and ready to go each Sunday, Monday, and Thursday. And they're still playing with chips on their shoulder, and you can see that when they play, and got a lot of respect for their team and that coach in general.
Aaron Glenn is their defensive coordinator. Is there a lot of blitz man coverage? Do you see that from them? Or?
Yeah, I mean, they do play a lot of man coverage. Based on who they're playing, obviously it's a little higher than some. And then again, they've been able to affect the quarterback. And again, I know that they've been dealing with injuries, but the way that they've been able to, their interior D linemen are really, really good. Some of the best in the game. Tough to run against. When you can't run the ball successfully, it makes your offense that much tougher to move the ball. So they're doing a great job, and hats off to those guys.
Josh, Sean got a little fired up today in the press conference by almost reminding the team by saying, you better bring your heart, you better bring your guts, you better put it all on the line. What does that message do to the team, and how do you accept that?
Yeah, I mean, forces us to know that we got to be better, and we know that internally. We've had these discussions and these talks, and we're sitting at 10-3. We're not going to overreact to anything that's been done. Obviously, we want to get better. We want to win every single game that we play. But I think it was a case of, you saw a team that's fighting for their lives and to try to make the playoffs in the Los Angeles Rams, and they came out ready to play, and maybe we didn't have that type of urgency that we should have each and every single game. So again, it starts with me and the leaders on this team, and starting in practice, making sure that we have that type of competitive edge, and that's what we're playing with.
Is that what you hope your response? I mean, the response. Everybody acknowledges that was not Bill's standard last weekend. So what do you expect that response to be, and how much of a reminder was something like that, as you said, that maybe they were hungrier because they're fighting for division?
Yeah, again, just puts us back into the 1-0 mindset. What can we do to prepare, and what's going to help us execute on Sunday against a really good team? So that's all we're trying to focus on.
Josh, you touched on a little bit about the importance of being able to run the ball. The score dictated a little bit of that against the Rams, but when you look at the Lions' offense and how they're able to stay on the field, how important it is to establish the run and be able to stick with 4%?
Yeah, I mean, this is an offense that you got to keep up with, and again, you're going to have to score points on the offensive side of the ball. We understand that, we know that, but again, we're just trying to go 1-0, and whatever that may be. If it's 3-0, it's 3-0. If it's 42-43, and we got to find a way to score one more point than those guys.
With some time removed from the Rams game, is there anything that stands out to you, like why that urgency wasn't there as much maybe at the start of that game?
I mean, I couldn't tell you. I mean, it's a long flight, and I don't have any excuses. We gotta be ready to go. That's plain and simple.
Statistically, Amari had one of his best games as a Bill so far. How did the two of you build off a game like that?
Yeah, just continuing to involve him more in the offense. Obviously, got a bigger role with a few guys out, and he responded, well, and that's what we want to see from him. And I still got to be better for him on some of these throws that I've been giving him. So again, just continue to work hard each day at practice, and again, just try to find a way to go 1-0.
How has that adjustment been? Because Amari said that he runs, when he got here, he was like, I run routes a little bit different than a lot of receivers. How's that communication been?
It's been great. He's a true pro. He talks very, very openly and honest about his routes and what he's good at, what he's not so good at. But the communication's been on point, and it's been constant. So you love to have that type of rapport with the receiver.
Keon was named Buffalo's Walter Payton Man of the Year. Why is he so deserving of an award like that and being recognized nationally as one of the best? Yeah,
you look at the work that he's done in this community. Between some fundraisers and getting people together in this community, the joy that he has and what he brings to this community. He's all about Buffalo, and I hope people understand that and recognize that. He does such a great job, not just with his fans and Bills fans in total, but really every NFL fan that he interacts with. He's a true steward of the game, and it's awesome to play with a guy like him.
Your name has been kind of central in the MVP conversation lately. Do you pay attention to that at all? And I guess what does it mean to you to be considered for that kind of award?
I mean, the only good takeaway that I feel like means your team's in a position to make the playoffs and give yourselves a chance to win the Super Bowl. That's really all I care about.
Josh, what's your take on Jared Goff? What do you like about his game as a quarterback?
Love Jared. Off the field, he's freaking awesome. We've golfed a few times together. I think it kind of displays who he is on the field too. He's just very calm and cool, very collected when he plays. He's been making some unbelievable plays throughout the season, and he's a huge reason why they are where they are right now. And got a lot of respect for him and his game, and him off the field as well. So it'll be fun to see him.